What if the magical bond meant to unite you is actually the weapon designed to break you, and the only way to survive the academy is to shatter the very connection everyone says defines your worth? In Fractured Bonds, Lyra Mishon delivers a why choose paranormal romance that transforms the fated mates trope into a searing critique of institutional control, proving that in schools built on destiny, true power begins when you stop obeying the bond and start questioning who wrote it. This isn't just another academy fantasy with possessive alphas and instant devotion. It's a lush, emotionally complex narrative where magic is memory, bonds are burdens, and awakening means confronting the parts of yourself the curriculum tried to erase. From the first incantatory narration, listeners are immersed in a gilded cage of arcane tradition, where every lesson feels like indoctrination, and every touch carries the weight of cosmic mandate. Perfect for fans of morally gray romantasy and character-driven polyamorous fiction, this audiobook serves up intoxicating chemistry, richly layered world-building, and a heroine whose journey from pawn to person resonates with anyone who's ever been told their value lies in serving a system that consumes them. When orphaned Alara Vance is forcibly enrolled at Arcanum Academy after her latent magic erupts during a suppression ritual, she expects punishment, not to be declared the fractured vessel, bound to 3 elite heirs, whose bloodlines have shaped the Academy's oppressive hierarchy for centuries. Kaelin, the stoic heir apparent drowning in inherited guilt, Ronan, the rebellious outcast, whose rage masks profound tenderness, and Silas, the enigmatic scholar whose quiet intensity hides devastating loyalty. Each represents a facet of power Alara must integrate or be consumed by. But as their bond deepens through forced proximity and shared trials, Alara realizes the fracture isn't about completing them, it's about reclaiming herself from a system designed to fracture her into manageable pieces. Mishon masterfully avoids reducing the reverse harem dynamic to wish fulfillment. Instead, she crafts relationships rooted in mutual reckoning, where consent is negotiated daily, and intimacy emerges from vulnerability rather than obligation. The audiobook narration amplifies this emotional precision, capturing Alara's involving voice, from fractured uncertainty to fierce clarity, and each male leads distinct cadence with vocal textures that make every charged silence feel sacred and every moment of connection feel hard-won. You don't just hear the bond form, you feel the seismic shift of 4 souls learning to trust without surrendering sovereignty. What elevates Fractured Bonds beyond typical RH Academy fare is its unflinching examination of magical institutions as systems of gendered and class-based control. Arcanum Academy isn't merely a school, it's an engine of patriarchal preservation that uses prophecy to justify coercion. Alara's awakening isn't about mastering spells, it's about recognizing how her magic has been weaponized against her own autonomy. Her relationships evolve through acts of radical reciprocity, Kaelin learning to lead without dominating, Ronan channeling rage into protection without possession, Silas using knowledge to empower rather than manipulate. Supporting characters add vital texture, fellow students navigating their own subjugation, faculty whose mentorship masks complicity, even the Academy's architecture, rendered as both sanctuary and prison, whose walls absorb centuries of silenced voices. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. True union requires equality, and equality cannot exist where power is inherited rather than earned. Even the magic system serves thematic depth, with Fractured Bonds mirroring emotional integration and spellwork demanding authenticity over performance. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive sensory ritual. The narrator embodies Alara and her 3 counterparts with remarkable distinction. Alara's voice carries steel wrapped in dawning self-trust. Kaelin's resonant timbre trembles with restrained devotion beneath authority. Ronan's rough cadence softens with unexpected tenderness. And Silas's measured tones reveal depths of feeling beneath intellectual reserve, making their dynamic palpable even in conflict. Sound design enhances atmosphere without overwhelming intimacy. Distant chimes marking celestial alignments, the hushed rustle of ancient tomes during vulnerable confessions, the crackle of elemental magic during moments of emotional breakthrough, all anchor mythic stakes in tangible reality. Pacing mirrors the rhythm of awakening, deliberate during moments of introspection and bond negotiation, then surging with urgency as Alara's agency ignites external change. Whether you're navigating daily routines or drifting into dreams, the audiobook creates a transportive soundscape that makes magic feel dangerously intimate. It's storytelling as embodied invocation, transforming passive listening into active participation in a love story that defies cosmic design. Ultimately, Fractured Bonds redefines why choose paranormal romance by centering female autonomy within hierarchical frameworks. It satisfies genre cravings for fated mates and supernatural stakes, while delivering substantive commentary on bodily sovereignty, institutional trauma, and the courage required to redefine sacredness on human terms. No prior series knowledge is needed. It stands confidently as a complete emotional odyssey. If you've ever wondered whether love can exist across impossible divides, or if devotion requires surrendering your soul, this audiobook will affirm that true worship begins with honoring the self. Press play, step into the Academy's shadowed halls, and prepare to believe that sometimes the most divine act is claiming your own humanity. Your next favorite romantasy isn't waiting in obedient praise, it's waiting in the brave, trembling choice to awaken on your own terms.